still puzzled to a degree because I have people I come into contact with regularly and I cannot answer them back. This whole notion, the demand of the atheist to a degree is that if there is a God, because in our current day-to-day life and the progress that the West has made in recent times, it's all been things we can see, we can feel, we can touch, and we can prove. You start off with the null hypothesis, and then you disprove the null hypothesis to attribute causality or to explain a particular phenomenon. And when they say, well, if you can't prove it, then there's no God. So that they take the argument to its third length. And I can see the world and what I understand of God being a transcendental being, as you quite rightly pointed out.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well,
I haven't pointed anything out yet.
Yeah. Well, what I think is that there can never be a point where you can ever scientifically prove God, because science itself is a creation of God. And it can be very difficult to prove a creator from a creation.
I think it's
back to the gospel and so on.
I think there's a fundamental flaw in the way all of us are thinking around the issue of God and world. It's a fundamental flaw. As Musa rightly pointed out, the dua of Imam Hussein, that gives us insight into how our thinking ought to be. And that's the only answer we find, yes, into the existence and nature of God. But because this particular set of discussions were geared around the existing sort of argument in the philosophy of religion of God, so we're going through them and pointing out the flaws that they have. The fundamental flaw, you just pointed it out again, that you can't prove a transcendent God through a temporal world is the fundamental flaw with the cross-section of these arguments. Whether we talk about circularity of the universe, whether we talk about the possibility of regression, whether we talk about the impossibility of circularity and regression. Given all of this, we can't sufficiently prove the existence of a transcendent God from the examination of a temporal world if the transcendent God in our mind means separate entity. That is the keynote, separate entity. If we can cancel that presumption out, then we might arrive at an answer, certainly.
I just want to re-ask my last question in a different way. Is Aquinas still linear?
According to his argument, he was, but you can develop it. Yes, from the way he was stating it, you can actually develop it. And I think we did do that. Yeah? In a different way. Now, does anyone have any thoughts to share on this before we state how the Muslims actually have taken on this particular argument and developed it? And then we can come to the final session in which we want to actually point out what the only way we feel in which we can actually substantiate the existence of God. Any thoughts? Any random thoughts? Anyone? Any critique? No? Yes, please. Go. It's just that I need a 2-minute break, and that's why I was thinking if somebody starts speaking and I can say, okay, I'm going. Sorry.
The approach to the whole teleological sense.
Teleological.
All this is because it's moving to a determined point.
That's the basis of teleology.
Like the person who actually drew the arrow and passed it back on his chin, know where the arrow is going. And I think that, in a sense, is the fundamental problem for me. Even today in this session is wonderful because you are showing someone who is wonderful. It would be more wonderful to me if you were not trying to kill the truth and disprove the existence of God. I think we need to be looking at how far we can go with our senses. That is just enough. And I think if I may not be I cannot figure out who that you actually realize.
Well, I have to conduct myself within the parameters of the course that I've been given. Yes. And I would love to have a free thinking session. I'd love to. But the thing is, from my experiences, when I started religious education and then went to philosophy afterwards, so on and so forth, I found that none of these demonstrations made much sense to me. None of them. However, there are certain things that actually do make complete sense when we purge ourselves of presumptions and loyalty towards faith. If we can purge ourselves of all this and be true towards humanity, things do begin to make sense. And sorry, was it?
This rather sounds like just don't keep it, non-realism. It's kind of like you're accepting the idea and just
No, it's nothing to do with non-realism, but it's quite attractive, the non-realistic notion as well. That we are actually, in part it's true. It's within the mechanism, the functioning of the human mind and the world as a whole. We need to construct ideals that we strive to attain. We need to construct them, but that again has to be in a different framework. If we can get the whole thing right, we will see cosmology starts to work, teleology starts to work, ontology starts to work, non-realism starts to work. But it has to have, we are more like people who are sitting in this room, debating around the structure of this room. But we are not asking the fundamental questions. The fundamental questions are we seeing things properly? One, is the light that is shining upon objects distorting the object? Can you see that? Are we wearing spectacles through which we are focused seeing? We are not asking those questions. Then, we are not asking the second series of major questions. What if beyond this room there is a greater structure, and in the perspective of that greater structure, this room will have a different meaning altogether? We are not asking those major questions. Is there something more embracing that needs to be understood, in whose context everything will start making sense? Yeah? So this is the way in which I have learned to think. That rather than debating this room, let us try and look beyond this room and then give this room its proper due and its proper place in the whole scheme of things, and then debate it. Yeah? That's the way of the prayer.
Can I ask you to know?
Yes?
Well, because there's a politics, I think we need to go for I want to quote Sheikh
Sure.
Arif says, वाकई इन शौक में बंदे मकान हुकुम गैर निजात को जाहिर
Allah Akbar, it's so beautiful. It's wonderful. And then there's a similar one by Hadith al-Zawari. All the most apparent, who is hidden in his apparentness. Yes, please, why not?
Arif says, my passion for the search of beauty, they have unraveled for me all the knots of beauty. And now the only thing that remains between me and the understanding of beauty is my eyes, the limitation of my eyes. This is what we see in most people.
It says that the only veil in perception of the ultimate is sight itself. That's what Dalid is saying. The only veil in the perception and beholding the beauty is sight itself. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but I think his point by the limitation of human understanding, that we are actually made of this and therefore our understanding of the world.
No, I think he's going far beyond that. So you can extrapolate a very different meaning. We are trying to see something which is not there. We are trying to see something which is not there. What is there is the entirety of the truth. I think that's what he means.